Shooting happened on the fourth floor of the Fricano Tower along Nielsen Street. A neighboring tenant told us Terrell was having a mental health episode at 3:20 that morning.
When she first started, I was sitting, I was in the bed, I could hear somebody hollering, screaming, and I can hear her saying, 4E, 4G.
That woman, who wants to remain anonymous, says Terrell started banging on her door.
I know you in there, right? And now I'm panicked. I don't know what to do. I'm losing it right now. I'm thinking she's gonna kick the door in. At this particular, I'm thinking she's finna kick this door in to come in to get me.
Police were eventually called in. The AG's office says officers tased and pepper sprayed Terrell before an officer fired his weapon multiple times. The family fully acknowledges she had mental health issues, which were known to management and those who lived in the building. Rahman, however, says he believes his mother may have been having difficulty with medication.
Things have changed, and I think they switched her medications. She did give me calls and let me know that. She was never any harm to anyone. She always stayed to herself.
But the tenant who was harassed believes police were justified in this case.
But she was attacking them. She suppose she could have had killed me when I came out the door.
68-year-old Deborah Terrell was supposed to be at the finish line of a hard life, not the firing line of a police gun. She was a beautiful, vibrant mother, grandmother, sister, friend, and neighbor who spent decades driving buses in New Jersey while single-handedly raising her children, putting food on the table, keeping a roof overhead, and doing it all without complaint. Like too many Black women, she carried the world on her back with nothing but grit and a smile. Retirement was supposed to be her reward, a modest apartment in the John P. Fricano Towers, a so-called affordable housing complex meant to give seniors and people with disabilities safety, dignity, and relief. She moved into the high-rise in April 2022. Instead, it became her trap. Instead of dying in peace, Deborah's quiet battle with schizophrenia turned into a state-sanctioned death sentence. Because in America, your golden years don't guarantee gold. Sometimes they guarantee cops who show up drunk on power, armed, and ready to make sure you don't live to see another day. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. On August 8th, Deborah wasn't some hardened criminal on the run. She was a grandmother in a senior housing tower, battling schizophrenia, pacing the hallway with a kitchen knife while neighbors worried and called for help. Help. That's what they asked for. But when the New Brunswick police showed up, help quickly turned into execution. By the time they arrived, Deborah had already retreated to her own apartment. She wasn't in anyone's hallway. She wasn't lunging at anyone. She was behind a locked door, alone. The supposed threat had ended, but for police, that was just a warm-up. It was the second call that morning, because apparently it takes a small army of armed men to deal with one unwell, elderly woman. At least 4 officers arrived like it was a hostage situation. Cell phone footage shows them barking orders through a locked door before Deborah stepped out. And in less than 2 minutes, not hours, not even minutes of negotiation, but in seconds, they went full military. First the pepper spray, then the taser, and finally, the grand finale, bullets. Against a 68-year-old woman who should have been left to live out her final years in peace. Deborah was hit, collapsed, and later died at Robert Wood Johnson Hospital. In America, calling for help during a mental health episode is practically a death sentence. The outrage was immediate. Because really, how the hell do 4 trained officers claim they had no choice but to unload force on a grandmother in a senior housing high-rise? She wasn't storming a school. She wasn't hijacking a bus. She was sick, confused, and in need of care. Her family did what families always have to do in this country: march, protest, beg the media to care. Within 72 hours, the officer's name surfaced: Josue Plaza. a young cop with a history that screamed unfit for duty long before he ever crossed paths with Deborah. Found drunk near his home, damaged property, police called on him, paid restitution like some rowdy frat boy, yet somehow promoted to protector of the peace. And now a woman is dead because of it.
I feel like the officers should have waited a little longer for the situation and got the proper advocate there.
Rahman Makalla and Jermaine Terrell are Deborah Terrell's two sons. Their mother was 68 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds, so they see no reason why deadly force was needed to take her into custody.
What the police did, in my opinion, was very invasive and completely unnecessary, so they could have done everything differently.
By August 20th, hundreds of angry residents packed New Brunswick Council meeting for 3 tense hours of fury, demanding justice and accountability.
I just want to tell a story. I want to tell you guys how my August 8, 2025 went. Well, I laid in my bed, and my aunt, who lives down the street from the building where Deborah Terrell was murdered, she kept calling. She called me 15 times. And she said, Tweet, I need you to call Sean because it's a bunch of cops and ambulances. Something going on in Sean's mom building. And I'm like, okay, calm down. It's not Sean's mom. Okay? So I text Sean, bro, don't panic. Call mom. My aunt said there's a lot going on in the building. He said, okay. And I go back to sleep. And 30 minutes later, he calls my phone and he says, Tweet, the police shot and murdered my mom.
Jeez.
Facts. I've ran in and out of this lady's house every single day, y'all. Every single day. She has fed and watched me and taught me and loved me and hugged me and everything. Every single day. The sweetest voice, the sweetest lady, the sweetest smile. She is not here. On August 8, 2025, you destroyed a family, a community. This hurt. She was in a fucking nightgown, and I said fucking. She was in a fucking nightgown. She was in a nightgown. She was 68 years old. Okay, how y'all don't know Deborah Terrell? She walked the streets every motherfucking day. Them were kids. How y'all don't know them? Yeah, we gonna say her name every day. It hurt. It hurt every day. I don't even know how to call Sean. I ain't talked to him. I'm ducking my best friend because I don't know what to say. You okay? Right. Hell no, he not okay. He's not okay. He's not okay. They killed his fucking mother in her nightgown in a senior living home in her comfort. Yep. This her city, this her town. They knocked on her door. I'm gonna say her fucking name every day and I'm gonna make sure of that shit. My brother hurting, his family fucking hurting. Every day that lady helped me. Every day. She watched me praise dance, she watched me cheerlead, she watched me graduate. Every single day. She ain't deserve that, y'all. She ain't deserve that shit. I can't fucking sleep. Say her fucking name.
My name is Dupree McCallum. I'm the nephew of Deborah Terrell McCallum. You know, I wasn't going to get up here and speak today, but I felt I had to. My aunt, she had disabilities, but you can't spell the word disability without ability. My aunt had great abilities. I wrote a letter to Officer Josue Plaza, who murdered my Aunt Deborah McCallum Terrell. She was not just my aunt. She was a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, cousin, friend, and so much more. You ripped a hole through our family that no words can ever fill. You killed a woman who was born and raised in New Brunswick. You gave her love and her life to the very city where you took her last breath. My aunt was a scholar, a record-holding athlete, a state champion in track and field, which urged me to run, a talented cosmetologist, a dedicated school bus driver, and a proud senior citizen. She deserved respect. She deserved dignity. She deserved to grow old in peace. Instead, you shot her dead in her own hallway. The Brunswick Police Department and the Attorney General office have tried to hide behind cold press statements, but nothing they can say can cover up the truth. You used deadly force on a 68-year-old black woman after tasing her and macing her. She was not just a woman, she was our heart, our history, our family. Her life mattered. I want to ask you something directly. What if this was your mother, your grandmother, your aunt? Would you shrug it off, or would your soul burn every single day with rage and grief like ours does? How do I explain this to my children who cry and say, the police do nothing but kill us? How do I comfort my cousin who lost their mother because you decided to play executioner? Every time I see that video of you pulling that trigger on my aunt, it tears me apart, piece by piece. It is trauma we would never escape. You just didn't kill my aunt. You shattered a family, a community, generations of love. Going to hell will not be punishment enough for what you've done. One day, Officer Plaza, you will have to face me. You will have to look me in my eyes, see the hurt, the anger, the rage, and the truth of what you did. And when that day comes, you will know you cannot escape the weight of her blood on your hands. Her name is Deborah Terrell McCallum. Say it loud. Remember her. She was somebody.
Why are we here? I'm asking the question. Anybody? Why are we here? You don't know why we're here?
Yep.
Why are we here?
Because you're not the shop.
No. I'm talking about this facility. Why don't we move the facility from City Hall to here?
Larger. This group would never fit in that group.
The group would never fit?
Correct.
That's strange, but this is the first time you murdered somebody. So why is it the first time you move venue? You're serial killers. You murdered 4 times, so why is this the first time there's a venue change?
I just thought basically with the city that this would be a larger area for people to sit.
This is a larger area?
It is.
So you check, so why we're not being checked when we go into City Hall? So why would we being checked here? Why are we being criminalized?
Come on now.
Hold on, wait. Why did you pick today to criminalize people? When normally, if we were at City Hall, regardless of what the capacity is, you would allow us to go straight through. But being that this is a sensitive situation, you feel like there's a number of people that's going to be here, which you should expect. You're in a city of 50,000, so you should expect at least 100 and something people to come. Why is this any different? Why do you got barricades, metal barricades out there? What do you expect us to do?
Guilt.
What do you think is going to happen today? The inevitable already happened. I have a dead aunt. That already happened. So worst case scenario, you get beat up. And you can't handle that. But you're going to still face me while my aunt got riddled with bullets? You guys are in a unique situation. And I'm going to explain why. You don't have any bargaining chips. These faces you see that I'm starting with, I'm saying on behalf of the Terrell family and McCallum family, we're finishing with them. The faces you see here, they're going to finish this with us. The reason why I say you don't got any bargaining chips, because what are you going to say? What we need? More black officers? There were black officers in the hallway. What do we need? What do we need? Minority officers? A Latino shotter? What do we need? Diversity? It don't get more diverse than black, Latino, and Asian.
That's right.
So what bargaining chip are you going to use? How are you going to approach us with this? What are you going to? I'm going to tell you a little bit of how our day went. How my family day was a couple Fridays ago. Because when you say, oh, we need training, officers need more training, they need to be trained, the officers are already trained. You know why I know they're already trained? Because 3.5 weeks ago, Maria Rojas was on Harvey Street with a knife.
Talk about it.
Those are the same, were those New Brunswick officers over there, right? On Harvey Street, right?
Yes, that was New Brunswick.
Those are New Brunswick officers, am I mistaken, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it a New Brunswick firefighter that Maria Hayes tried to stab?
Right.
Maria Rojas tried to stab?
It was. Moved out the
Wasn't it a police officer?
Chase
That Maria Rojas But wasn't it New Brunswick Police Department that gave her a 6-hour standoff?
Yeah, that's right.
And we're talking about the reason why it was 6 hours is because she decided, she got tired. She decided, you know what, I'm tired of standing off with you. And you took her into custody with no incident. Now, so you have the training. You can't say training is an issue. You have the training.
Had a whole SWAT team.
You just decide who you conduct that training on.
Yeah.
So this is a problem that I don't think could be fixed. And I'm looking at it. I see two as black females. As black females. How do you feel? Where's your soul at? How do you feel a 68-year-old woman got shot down multiple times?
Mace and tased.
Mace tased. Only thing they didn't use was a billy club. How do you feel as black women?
Come on, keep talking about it.
How do you feel as black women? Because this ain't something you can shake off. You can't use a cognitive dissonance with this.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop.
This ain't, I'm going to continue to talk. You can't use a cognitive dissonance. You can't use a cognitive dissonance with
You
this.
have 5 minutes.
He can have my.
This ain't something you can shake off.
Next speaker, please.
They only murdering us. They only murdering us.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Say your name! Say your name!
Justice for? You know 3 weeks prior there was a different type of police. There was different type of policing. 3 weeks prior to her getting murdered, Maria Rojas right now alive.
Who was Lebanese?
She's alive. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you how last Friday went with my family.
Are just as important.
You can hear it.
My motherfucking aunt died.
His aunt died.
My aunt died.
Power to the people!
I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Next person,
I'm
please.
gonna stand here and I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And you gonna sit right fucking there and you ain't gonna listen to me. I'm gonna stand here and ain't no police in here gonna do shit to me. I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna wait you out.
No justice!
You know what I'm doing. I'm waiting you out. I'm gonna stand here.
Time up.
I'm standing here. I'm standing
5 minutes.
here and I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
You have no motion for no reason. No reason.
You got the family standing in front of you. Those are her children. Her nephew. That's right. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
Finished by now. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here to grandstand and give a show. Y'all brought me back into this.
So did. That's right.
Y'all, man, don't rush me, man. I promise you. I promise you. I do a whole year of council meetings and I'll make your life hell. You ain't been, this is the first time you bumping heads with me. But she know. He know. They know. I'll make your life hell. So shut up and let me speak. I'm gonna give you an understanding of how my family's day went and why the system is broken. And when I say the system, I'm not pushing it off on some machine. Now it's people that run the system. So I got a phone call from my cousin. While I'm in the house whipping herbs together, my herbal remedy, my cousin called me. He said, "Mel, New Brunswick Police Department just murdered my mother." So I said, "Ron, what are you talking about?" Let me repeat. New Brunswick Police Department just murdered my mother. I said, "You can't be serious." So I'm still dizzy. Mind you, this is about 3:30. His mother was murdered 8 o'clock in the morning. So I head straight to the police department. So you guys can have an understanding of these things. I want your soul to reap. So even when you do decide to go with the system, I want your soul to hurt. So I get to the police station. I'm the first one in. Talk to the desk sergeant. The desk sergeant tells me, he finds out who I am, and they start trying to figure everything out. Attorney General office representatives come out to speak with the family. They told me we can't speak with you. We'll speak with your aunt Joanne. So I said, nah, you're going to speak to me. I'm right here. So they said, well, wait till the sons come. We'll speak to the sons when they get there. They leave. They bulked out. So now we're putting pressure on the police department. We need, and the only question our family had, this is the only question we had then, this is the only question we had now. What happened? That's fair enough for a family. That's a fair question, right? If your aunt just got murdered, that's a fair question to ask what happened, right? And you would expect the answer, right? That's a fair question, 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 right? So we asked, the same question remains. What happened? So we're asking the police department, what happened? Oh, you got to take that up with the Attorney General. I'm on the phone with the county. What happened? Oh, you got to talk to the Attorney General. But what's frustrating is everybody we're asking, they know what happened. They got it, they're just holding it in. So they're saying, we'll get you, the New Brunswick Police Department said, we'll get you a number. We're going to find a number for the family to talk to. So it took them about an hour. They still didn't find a number. So I get on the phone, I call somebody I know. I got the number in 10 minutes. Just for them to continue to say, this is under investigation. This is Attorney General. My problem is this, right? We got the officers' names. So you can't come to us with that. We don't got to wait for a body cam. We got footage. We got footage.
Mess with the wrong family.
I'm here to explain to you. And I'm really here, I'm not here to give a plea to you guys. I know you guys are scumbag. I know it. I came here, I went straight 2 years without missing a council meeting. So I know what type of dirtbags you are. I know it firsthand. I'm here to appeal to the people. Because listen, at the end of the day, we need jobs.
That's right.
They can't do nothing. Right now we're on a fight for perception, public perception.
That's right.
As long as we got the people with us,
that's right.
We're good. And I'm here to tell the people, right? They can't give us justice.
We can.
That's right.
It's not their job to give us justice.
It's our job.
It's our job to give them justice. Let me repeat that. They can't look at their faces and look how they stare at you. When we all leave, they go home to eat dinner. They can't give us justice. It's our job to establish justice and give it to these scumbags.
That's right.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Say her name. Deborah Terrell. Say her name. Deborah Terrell. Say her name. Deborah Terrell.
I want to start by extending my sincere condolences to the family and thank you for showing up today, to everyone who showed up. I know this is not easy, especially for those who are in the middle of a grieving process, but it's necessary. I've been to almost every city council meeting for the past several years, and one of the reasons we started New Brunswick today was the killing of Barry DeLoach in 2011. We saw there was a need for the community to have good information, reliably, consistently. And so I want to thank my colleague Carlos for being here and some of our other reporters who are here in the room. We deserve so much better than what we get from our leaders, and that includes the police department, that includes the city council, and it absolutely includes Mayor Jim Cahill.
Come on. Where's the chief? The blood is on his head. See it. Where's the show?
I wanted to ask, who killed Deborah Terrell?
The state.
That's a question for you, sir.
At this time, the investigation is ongoing.
I believe it was Officer Josue Plaza. That name might seem familiar to you because in the major discipline report published in 2023, it was disclosed that Officer Plaza was guilty of conduct unbecoming for a drunken incident at his apartment in North Brunswick, where he trashed the common area of his building and had to pay damages for the damage he caused. And the responding officer said that he was unprofessional and discourteous to officers.
That's who you had on New Brunswick Police Force.
If it was me or any one of us that trashed that common area, we'd be locked up, we'd be charged.
Went to jail.
He got an 8-day suspension, and then they gave him the gun back, they gave him the badge back.
And then he turned around and killed Deborah Terrell. Who did he kill?
Deborah Terrell.
Who did he kill?
Deborah Terrell.
Say her name.
At the March 15th, 2023 meeting, I brought this up. The council president at the time said she was not aware of the incident. And I said this was an example of why the internal affairs system is a joke. And what I meant by that is that all of us would have faced much more serious consequences, but the guy that should be held to a higher standard got 8 days off, and then he got the gun back. This is somebody who probably should have never been a cop in the first place. But this is what happens when folks do the friends and family plan, and they want to hire their friends and family, and people who are already in get others in, instead of the most qualified, most capable people. So, you know, I followed up at the next council meeting, April 5th, 2023. The council president at the time said that Plaza was suspended for 6 days. Quote, therefore, he was held accountable for his actions. And at the same meeting, I corrected the council president and said it was actually 8 days, not 6. And I asked if it was paid or unpaid. And the council president said she didn't know. And then at the next meeting, I wasn't even able to speak because the meeting was adjourned prematurely, and many of us who wanted to speak didn't get the chance to speak. And then at the next meeting, I came back and I brought it up again, and I was told, "Oops, yeah, we didn't look into it. We'll get back to you later."
You better tell it, John.
And here's the real deal: nobody else said a word. Only the council president responded, and it was clear that it was not a priority for the council president to get to the bottom of this. She didn't say, well, let's see the video from North Brunswick. Let's find out how much damage he caused. Let's see if we really should have this guy on the force. It was all about resolving it and getting the question pushed aside, not actually making real reform or change when that was clearly what we needed. And so I just want to tell everybody here that, like, yes, these are some powerful people up here, but they're at the low end. The actual powerful people are not here. Where's Mayor Cahill? I know you probably saw the video of his disrespectful, disgusting response when I asked him about this. That's no way for a leader to behave. And no wonder he's hiding. No wonder he doesn't want to face the public when his police killed a senior citizen and he can't even muster the heart, the humanity to say that's a tragedy. I'm sorry it happened.
My name is Portia, middle initial C, last name Austin. I'm not giving the address. I don't have to. I lived in New Brunswick for all of my life. 1991, Sean Potts. 1995, Sissy Adams. 2011, Barry DeLoach. 2025, Deborah Terrell. 30 years, September 10th, will be an anniversary of a homegoing of a black woman who was killed by the same police department. Same police department. I stood then without a walker. I stood then without a cane. I'm 75 years old. I'm a big black woman. Okay? And I will say what I have to say. Catanese, you grew up in New Brunswick. If you're a Catanese that sit there with the green tie up, you grew up in New Brunswick. T.K. Shammy, your father was a lawyer in New Brunswick. Okay? I know about everybody in here. One of your council people got drunk. No charges. No charges. And she still sits on city council. Okay? These people are tired. They're tired of the blood money that you give out. I hope this family right here takes him who shot Deborah Terrell and has him put in jail. Then they can come after the city of New Brunswick for money. But there's no money that they can have for the death of their mother, for the death of their sister, for their aunt. It was unnecessary, and a counselor from that facility should have went up there with the 4 police officers. Where was the counselor? It was on a Friday. That facility holds social workers. That facility holds nurses. That facility holds doctors. That facility should have called the family if there was an issue first. First. Whoever made the call, whether it was, look, I've been in there. There was a person who I went to church and her mother lived there. Those doors cannot be kicked in. Like the witness who I was not identified on Instagram. She was in fear of her life. 105 or 125 or 122, 5'4" doesn't make a difference. She couldn't have kicked that door in, and she was inside of her house. And when you're inside of your house, you can defend your own house. That's a law. They covered the piece so she couldn't see who it was. And whether it was 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, she should still be alive. She was executed by that police officer that was afraid. And you shouldn't have police officers on there that are afraid of people. Where was their shield at? When they stand in front of protesters, they have a shield. They could have shielded themselves from the knife that she so-called was going to use against them. This is a bunch of bull. And I hope that it becomes a real issue that's going to be solved. But I'm going to leave with this. God said, be not deceived. He's not mocked. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And all of those police officers that have passed on for killing the people, they suffered a horrible death. And they're in the pit of hell. Oh, yes. Yes.
My name is Ron Williams from New Brunswick. I'm heartbroken. Deborah Terrell was my friend. She was the nicest person I ever met. Think about this for a moment. What is that word when you killed somebody, when you kill another person?
Murder.
It starts with the letter N.
Murder.
Murder. She was my friend.
Lawrence Ham, 18 Madison Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey. Say her name.
Deborah Terrell.
Say her name.
Deborah Terrell.
Say her name.
Deborah Terrell.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
My name is Lawrence Ham. I'm chairman of the People's Organization for Progress. And I am here today because of the killing of Deborah Terrell in a senior citizen home here in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Deborah Terrell was a 68-year-old mother.
Yeah.
And you and I know that if Deborah Terrell was white, she would be alive today. You know it and I know it. It's only our grandmothers, our mothers, our children that are killed by the police. Deborah Terrell should be alive today. The officers involved in the killing of Deborah Terrell should be fired immediately.
Yes.
And do that. What would you say if it was your mom?
In her house.
You see, they thinking now he's making all of these extreme statements. But you and I know that if it was your mother that was killed in this manner, you wouldn't be as polite as I am today. The police in New Brunswick are out of control. It's time for community control of the police. And the form that control should take should be the establishment of a police review board in New Brunswick with subpoena power.
You can do that.
And we need this not just in New Brunswick, because police brutality is not a New Brunswick problem. It's not a New Jersey problem. It's a national problem. Last year, the police in the United States killed more people than in any year since they started keeping statistics, in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. We need a police review board in every major city in this state. Now, when I was standing in the back, I heard the council give condolences and sympathies to the family. And that is in order. But we need more than sympathy. We need justice. We need justice for Deborah Terrell. And one of the things the council could do while you're working on the police review board is to send a resolution via the state representatives, the assembly people, and the state representative, the state senator representing this district, send it to the legislature supporting the bill, the Senate bill, and Assembly bill that would enable municipalities to establish police review boards with subpoena power.
Yeah, you can do that.
You could do that immediately. You don't have to wait for the investigation. You don't have to wait for the Attorney General. You could do that today. You could do it at your next council meeting. And that would be a concrete expression of sympathy and condolence to the family. We need action at this time. We need action. Then the other thing is, it's obvious that you need to put in place testing for your police officers for their psychological state and their racist attitude. We have too many police on our police forces that bring their racist baggage with them. They would not shoot their mothers like that. They only shoot our mothers like that. And our children like that.
Here's the ugly truth. The state attorney general's office is investigating, which is polite government speak for this will probably get swept under the rug. Because yes, Deborah had a knife, and in America, that's all a cop needs to say. I feared for my life. Forget that she was 68. Forget that she lived in a building for the elderly and disabled. Forget her schizophrenia. Forget the state's own Arrive Together program that supposedly pairs cops with mental health professionals on calls exactly like this. Funny how none of them were around that day. As policy director, Raquel Romans Henry said, nobody should be killed when they're in the throes of a mental health crisis. But here we are again, burying another black woman whose only crime was surviving long enough to need care instead of bullets. The New Brunswick Police Department has declined to comment, silence being the only consistent thing they've delivered in this tragedy. So while the Attorney General shuffles papers and Deborah's family lays their matriarch to rest, the community is left with one undeniable truth. A woman who should have been protected was slaughtered, and the system that armed her killer is already writing the script to protect him. Rest in peace, Deborah Terrell. May her death not be quietly filed away under policy failure, but remembered as yet another indictment of a system that kills the vulnerable and calls it law enforcement.